Love is our true divine nature, and our heart serves as the intersection of the spiritual and physical, connecting our soul with our body as the conduit for anchoring our divinity onto the earth plane. Embodying our divinity is the key to our ascension and to manifesting our highest destiny in this life. The teachings of the heart are alchemy. Join spiritual mentor and channel Jennifer Spor each week on a sacred journey to lift the veil to remembering your divinity and meet other beautiful souls who are living the path of the awakened heart. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the show. I am very grateful to have you here, and I thank you for listening. And today I am feeling guided to share with you more about my own journey of awakening and becoming and embodying. And so there was a time when I thought awakening would feel like arrival, a clear horizon, a steady peace, seeing everything in a new light. But for years, it felt honestly a lot more like unraveling. I would often sit at my kitchen table early in the morning with my coffee, feeling both a lot of gratitude and ache in the same breath. I didn't know it then, but something really ancient in me was thawing. I built things that no longer fit. I walked away from identities I had worked so hard to create. And I kept listening for something I couldn't yet name. There were quiet seasons that looked like stillness, but they were really gestation, sacred ground preparing for new life. And somewhere in that tender space between me letting go and becoming someone else, really becoming, returning rather to the truth of who I am, something began to move through me, not as an idea, but as actual breath. There are winters that last across lifetimes. And for as long as I can remember, I have carried the memory of something whole, something I once knew intimately, something I knew I had experienced and embodied, and that I came here to embody again. I have walked this earth in many lifetimes of vow and silence, of service and surrender. I have prayed in the dark and sung to the wind. I have felt very deeply the ache of separation and the fire of remembrance. And in this now, and in this lifetime, all of those threads, they have converged. This is the lifetime where all that was fragmented becomes whole. The long winter is over. Each chapter of my life has been a conscious choice. Sometimes gentle, and sometimes forged through fire. When the world offered me comfort at the cost of truth, I chose truth. And when the world asked me to follow what was already mapped, a path that was already paved, I paved my own path. And when I experienced pain, I stayed with it. I leaned into that pain until it became light. Grief became grace. Fear became faith. And endings became beginnings. There were so many moments of exhaustion, nights that I literally spent on the floor, whispering prayers into the dark. But even back then, despite all of the challenges I was experiencing, I knew something greater was coming. Something greater was being created. Every surrender was a doorway, and every heartbreak I experienced, it was a refining fire that was alchemizing me into fully returning to the truth of who I am. And through it all, I learned that sovereignty is not defiance or rebellion. It's devotion to one's own divine design. And to embody the oversoul is to live as the bridge between heaven and earth, remembering that no path truly ends. It simply transforms beneath your feet. Beloved, I speak these words, not only for myself, but for you who is listening. You too have also felt the waiting. You felt that long winter, and you felt the ache of remembering something that your heart already knows, that it has always known, but that your eyes have yet to see. You have prayed to be met, to be used as light, as a channel for higher providence, and to feel at home in your becoming. This is that moment. This is that spring. And the garden that has been growing quietly beneath the surface of your life, it's ready to bloom. What was once an unseen current of devotion within me, a breath, a prayer, a whisper of remembrance, has become a living embodiment of that springtime. It is the unfolding of everything I have lived, everything I have shed, everything I have loved into form. This is what I now call the living temple. Not a place, but a living field of remembrance. A way of being born from walking through the long winter and finding the warmth of the soul made human. The ache of separation was never punishment. It was always preparation. And the long winter was never absence. It was gestation. And now the thaw has come. Allow these words to move through you like sunlight through glass. You are standing in the lifetime your soul has waited for. No longer preparing, you are now living. You are no longer remembering, you are embodying. And you are no longer seeking, you are found. May you feel the warmth of your own fire. May you trust the rhythm of your own becoming. And may you know with every heartbeat that nothing has been lost, only transformed. The living temple breathes through you now. It sings through your choices. It lives in your grounded devotion. It shines through your ordinary moments as proof that heaven has found its home in human form in you. The long winter is over. This is your season of fulfillment. Welcome home. Sister, if these words have awakened something ancient in you, if you feel the thaw of your own long winter, then you are already standing at the threshold of what I call the living temple. It's not a concept. It's a living field of remembrance, a gathering of 10 women called to embody the divine made human. And if your heart has whispered yes while listening to this today, honor your sacred yes and follow that whisper. Visit the Living Temple through the link in the show notes and let your yes become form. Let your remembrance become life. The doors are open. The temple awaits. Thank you for listening to Path of the Awakened Heart. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or pathoftheawakenedheart.com so you never miss an episode. To learn more about living with an awakened heart and navigating your ascension journey, visit me at jenniferspor.com.